Transportation Cabinet, it's doing its best to teach seatbelt safety for new and upcoming drivers. And the University of Kentucky is getting ready to study the relationship between tobacco and rural communities.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6 o'clock on October 26th. Now let's check in with meteorologist Evan Hatter for a look at your forecast this morning. And Evan, a really nice day outside today. I'm excited about it and I'm going to enjoy it before those temperatures start to drop.
Yeah, big time. They're going to drop big time as we head later into the weekend and early parts of next week. So let's enjoy them while we've got them. Here is the view, or at least the view from all around the region this morning. No big issues with fog, at least from our camera vantage point here in Hazard, down toward Buffalo Mountain, Jenkins this morning, London Corbin Airport, Pikeville, Moorhead, all looking okay. Temperatures variable depending on where you live. Some parts of Southwest Virginia, upper 30s to near 40. We're in the mid-50s in the Big Sandy, near 60 in Jackson. We've cooled off a couple degrees in Somerset, but still some 40s and 50s out there as we head through this morning. Now, visibility at the airport at Somerset's come back up. We were at 0 briefly there for a minute, back to 10 miles, so that's the good news. Not dealing with much in the way of fog this morning. Next 12 hours, if you pack the kiddo's jacket on the way to school, make sure they don't leave it in their locker, or make sure you don't leave it on the back of your office chair, because we are dealing with temperatures in the mid-70s, 10 degrees, better than where we should be for this time of year. But what goes up must come down. Those temperatures, they are on the way down. Those details in a few minutes. Olivia?
All right, thank you, Evan. Troopers with KSP Post 8 and Moorhead are looking for a man who is wanted for assault. Take a look at your screen. 33-year-old Wesley Howard is 6 feet 2 inches tall with hazel eyes. Police say he is known to frequent Morgan and Montgomery counties. If you have any information, you should call the Moorhead KSP Post at 606-784-4127. One Eastern Kentucky school district is asking voters to approve a double nickel tax to help fund construction projects within the district. Lawrence County School Superintendent Robbie Fletcher says at the top of the priority list is replacing an aging elementary school. The tax would also fund repairs to the roof at Louisa Middle and upgrade sports facilities at every school.
5 or 6 years ago, we were given an estimate of about $17 million of what it would cost to replace the building, build a brand new building. But since COVID, and you've seen how much construction costs have increased, how much even buying buses have increased, that latest estimate has been somewhere around $27 to $30 million.
If passed, the tax would bring an additional $11.5 million along with state matched funds. Students in Floyd County spent yesterday morning discussing road safety with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. WYMT's Buddy Forbes shares how a traveling program hopes to leave a lasting impression.
All the stuff comes in from police reports. Anytime there's a crash.
The rollover simulator rolled into Betsy Lane High School Wednesday.
They're all looking at each other going, did you see that? Did you see that? Oh my God.
With Kentucky Transportation Cabinet officials sharing the dangers of driving unbuckled.
We have a lot of drivers, of course, at a high school, and a lot of would-be soon drivers. And it's very important that we teach them safety.
With discussions spanning from general road safety to distracted driving, officials say it was a stop all about preparing the current and future drivers.
And it also comes together with the snow and ice that we're doing right now. Snow and ice season is upon us. Ours starts on November the 4th.
And while the dramatics and dummies involved may not seem productive for all who see,
so it's a very good indicator. It's a live action thing that they can see, and it really hits home that seatbelts do save lives.
The hope is to see the Bobcats buckle up.
We've talked to them today about slick roads, black ice, but most importantly is wearing your seatbelt and put your phone down.
Driving home the importance of making it home. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The program is a partnership between the Cabinet and Kentucky State Police, reminding students buckle up, phone down. The city of Campton in Wolfe County was awarded more than $900,000 for a project on Main Street. City leaders plan to replace the pedestrian bridge on Kentucky 191 between Mill Street and Washington Street. The project will also include the construction of a sidewalk starting at the intersection of Wall Street and West 2nd Street. The funding is being provided by the Federal Transportation Alternatives Program. We have more about this at WYMT.com. In 2021, Kentucky had one of the highest smoking rates among adults at 19.6%. That's from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and it is part of the reason UK was awarded $19 million for the Appalachian Tobacco Regulatory Science Team, or Apple Trust. WYMT's Madison Carmouche has more on the research goals.
Apple Trust officials say that the goal of the program is to gain insight on how people in our region feel about tobacco.
We're interested in everyone's perspective. And you don't have to be a user of tobacco. Maybe you used tobacco 20 years ago. We still want to hear your perspective.
While researchers say the objective is not to force people to stop using tobacco, they hope participants might think twice about it.
And most people who use tobacco want to quit, but they don't know how. And there are some rural counties where it's not as readily available, or people may not know who to go to.
One component of the study will be rural heterogeneity, the idea that all rural areas are not the same. This is why the study includes counties in both northeast and southeast Kentucky.
And so we picked those counties on purpose because we wanted a group that was more rural, like more remote. And we wanted a group that was a little, I wouldn't say bigger, but closer to an urban center.
Information found through this research will go to the Food and Drug Administration to help them adjust policies on tobacco regulations.
We are not interested in taking tobacco away from anyone. In fact, we're interested more in understanding how tobacco plays a role in people's lives. And again, how we can help people understand what might be some better choices for their long-term health and the health of their loved ones.
Those interested in participating should look for opportunities starting as early as February 2024. Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
The directors added that grant funding has been set aside to provide smart devices and hotspots for those looking to participate that may not have access to a device or the internet. The last Thursday on Main of the year will be today in downtown Hazard. The festivities will begin on Main Street in Hazard at 5 and run until 8. This will be the fall edition and include a chili kickoff, pumpkin dessert competition, trunk or treating, and more. Executive Director of the Appalachian Arts Alliance says that they are excited to end the season with hopefully great weather and a great turnout.
We are also having live music with Waylon Nelson. We have a ton of local artists and crafters who are going to be setting up selling their wares. And then we're also doing a final fall Thursdays on Main scavenger hunt where whoever wins has the potential to win $100. So that and so much more is going to happen down here. And the best part is it's all free.
Deaton adds that although the event is free, he encourages everyone to shop with the local vendors that will be set up.
Well, Tim, the weather's looking pretty nice as we head through the evening hours. Even though it'll be a little cloudy at times, I think we're in pretty good shape if you are headed out to the final Thursdays on Main this season. As we head into the afternoon, a little chilly to start, 48 now in Hazard, so it is a little cool out there, but no fog issues this morning. You see some temperatures in the 40s. Manchester's at 44, Harlan's at 46, a little warmer as you head into the Big Sandy, 55 Prestonsburg, 57 in Pikeville. Same thing on the other side of the region, 57 in Monticello. No big issues, actually looking like we've dropped visibility briefly down to a mile in Middlesboro, so if you do happen to run into some of that patchy fog, it's very patchy in just a few spots this morning, so just make sure you leave a little extra time if you run into that fog. 55 this morning, the kiddos to the bus stop, make sure they don't leave the coat at school, with afternoon highs getting into the mid-70s. Boy, it's getting warm out there, Olivia.
All right, thank you, Evan, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, the House got together yesterday and finally elected a new Speaker of the House.